So yesterday there was almost no one on the road. It was almost eerie how few people were on the road. But I justify it in saying, well, it's close to Thanksgiving, people are sleeping in, blah, 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 blah. Today, though, the roads are packed. I mean, it's like a 45-minute drive from Emily's work home if I had taken the highway, which I didn't end up doing. And part of it's because there's a bunch of crashes, because people in Reno don't really know how to drive, but I don't get it. No one on the road yesterday. Today, all the roads are packed. Everywhere is packed. I get that tomorrow's Thanksgiving and all of that, but why not yesterday and why today? It just doesn't really make any sense to me. I am on my way to Papa's. We're not getting breakfast today because we have a movie at 11:20, and Papa likes to stay up late. He's kind of the inverse of me. I like to go to bed early, get up early. Papa likes to go to bed late, get up late. So we decided we'll catch a good late lunch afterwards. So I'm gonna pick him up, and then we're gonna go see Belfast, which I'm very excited for. So Papa and I just saw Belfast, which, let me take a moment to say that what an incredible film. Kenneth Branagh, I've never been like a huge fan of him. I like the work that he does with Shakespeare. Thor, which he did, was fine, I guess. I've never been like a huge fan of his, but this film is just, it's incredible. It's beautiful, it's sincere, it's honest, it's real, it's raw. I love every minute of it. It's probably one of my favorite films that I've seen this year. So if you have the chance to see Belfast in theaters, you should do it. But while Belfast, the movie itself, was an incredible experience, and the lunch Papa and I had afterwards at Famous Dave's was, fine, because it's Famous Dave's. The drive to and from the theater was not my favorite. Now, I've driven almost every big city in this country, outside of the Carolinas, the Dakotas, Hawaii, and Alaska. You name a big city, I've probably driven through it. LA, Chicago, Atlanta, New York City. I've driven it. And every city has its ups and downs and their traffic, or not, lack of traffic, or whatever. But Reno is perhaps one of the worst built cities in the country. Now, let me reiterate that I do love Reno as a city. I think it's a wonderful city. It has a small town feel, but there's a lot more stuff than a small town. It's wonderful in a lot of ways. But the way that roads are built, more than just the construction that's terrible, or the fact that there's potholes on major highways, the actual way the city is designed is bad. Now look, I'm no city planner, so I don't know anything about anything. But the fact of the matter is that the major highway, I-80 and 580, go straight through the city, which is fine. There's a lot of cities that do that well, like Kansas City, for example. But the problem is, instead of going in a straight line, it snakes. You pass the same street, Virginia Street, 6 times. There are 6 exits for Virginia Street, which, along with being just incredibly confusing, doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Now, perhaps you could argue, well, we are in a valley and a desert, and, there's all of these mountains and the like. But Denver figured it out. Denver has a circle around the city, as does every major city within a valley. So it's not that. There's no logical reason that it snakes the way it does. It just does, which is weird and strange and doesn't really make any sense at all. Like, whoever built the city, they had to be high on something, because it's like a snake. And what's even weirder is there is a road that goes all the way around the city. Like, there is one that circles the city, much like 465. But for some reason, that's not the highway. That has a stoplight like every 10 seconds, which, coming from the Midwest, who adores roundabouts and thinks the roundabout's the most wonderful thing in the world, it's just mind-boggling and baffling, and just... The city is just so badly built, and there's really no good reason why. And they're just continuing to build on what they've already built, which makes sense because you've already built it, but it's really bad. Now, does that mean anything's gonna actually change? No, I'm mostly just complaining to complain. And, I'm already here. I love Reno. I could honestly see myself living here for the rest of my life. I like it that much. Of course, I miss my family, and I miss my home, and I miss the university and all these different things, but I don't know. Maybe it's just the sunshine talking, or the warm weather, or the lack of snow, but I really like Reno, other than the roads.